Welcome everyone to Highlander 3, called either the Sorcerer or whatever,
Final Dimension.
the Final Destination Dimension, whatever it's
The
called.
version we're going to be watching is the Sorcerer version.
Yeah.
Mr. Tio, what is the
Basically-
set I'm looking at?
A Highlander in Japan. That's the best description I can give to you because, technically speaking, this is the least bad of the Highlander sequels, but it's still largely better than the first movie. But I guess you will see. As far as I recall, there are no special cuts of this movie, or at least not the one that we're watching right now. So
And this time we've got a new director in the name of Andrew Morahan, who aside from doing music videos since then, went on to direct such classics as Goal Free.
What the heck is
Oh,
Goal Free?
Goal Free is a piece of shit that you should not have to bother with, Jova. Anyway,
Is it that FIFA movie?
I can remember. I guess you should just start up your copy before the whatever logo pops up.
yeah, basically we're watching the Sorcerer version. I'm sorry, because there's like a million versions of this movie, depending on the title and the logos. So we're just going to do the Sorcerer version. We can't please everybody, guys, so let's just...
What's so special about the Sorcerer version?
Well, it has a different title than Final Dimension.
So let's start in 3, 2, 1, click.
Quick, engage hyperdrive into this. Oh, never mind.
Peter S. Davies and William N. Panzer.
A Transform Lumiere Falling Cloud production. Hey, I remember that from Highlander 2.
That cannot be good.
Well,
Krista.
obviously.
Mario
Mario
van Peebles.
Mario van Peebles.
So, Italian, German, and plebeian.
Oh, hey, Chris.
So, does this take place before or after Highlander 2?
No. They're ignoring the fact that Highlander 2 ever happened.
Yep.
All of the movies from
Yeah.
now on are going to ignore that the second movie ever happened.
And yet they're calling this Highlander free, because that's how you try and get people to forget
Basically-
about your movie.
Basically, Jova, being a Highlander fan after the second movie is the equal of living with a giant elephant in the room for the rest of your life. And you're trying to ignore it, but it's there. Even no matter how much you ignore it, it's there, and you can't deny its existence.
And here's
And
another
then comes the source.
Yeah, and here's another stupid thing. It's like, well, okay. You want to try and get people to
Oh, and
forget about
Mako's in this
Highlander
movie.
2?
That's right, Mako, known as Uncle Iroh from the Avatar: The Last Airbender, is actually in this movie. Believe it or not.
Huh? So that's another.
How did they get
terrible-
him into this?
Well, Mako has never really
To pay his
been.
bills, I guess.
Well, Mako has never really been a high-profile actor who requires a big budget, really. So.
He's an actor who does all sorts of stuff, be
So
it
yeah, you
big
can
or
tell
small.
they're in Japan by the fact that the music is so stereotypical.
So but going back to what we were saying, Miko, okay, so let me get this straight. They want people to forget about Highlander 2, so instead of, making a reboot or something, they literally make this called Highlander 3. Because don't you think that's going to make people start searching for whatever's in between 1 and 3, guys? I mean, heck, I'll give Terminator some credit. At least when they
Elite
made
casting.
the sequels, it's... I mean, heck, I'll give Terminator credit. At least when they made Terminator Salvation and Genesis, it didn't number them. So it made more sense about how they were trying to get people to forget about Terminator 3.
You do have a point, Joe, but the problem is that, Highlander 2 was so completely abhorred by everybody that the production company was forced to just, completely ignore and flat out tell us, okay, fine, don't bother. The second movie never happened, don't worry.
But why not just reboot it then? You can
Well, that's
include
kind of,
Christopher
actually,
Lambert.
They tried to do that with the cartoon, if I recall.
Well,
but
actually,
that didn't
Jova,
went well.
this movie considered a reboot since it is kind of retelling the story of the first movie.
Don't know.
It's basically Highlander 1 in Japan.
It's been a long time since
Why
they
are
watched
they
this,
calling it Highlander 3? Dang it. Ugh.
Go ahead, what is it?
Is this commentary going to... I wonder if this is going to be Jova's stick for this commentary, getting hung up over the tile.
Well, I mean, it's so stupid. It's like, well, I can never get this thing, like, well, where people who are trying to forget about a previous sequel, literally make a numbered sequel that makes people search for it. Because in my experience, that's what happens. If you number a sequel, people are going to look for what's in between.
In this case, Jova, then you'll be pleased by the fact that both Endgame and The Sources don't have a number. They're just
Yeah.
there. So.
Although, from what you told me, Endgame and the Source only get worse.
Yeah, they managed to reach a new low point. I don't
Yeah.
even.
Well, not so much Endgame, but the Source, yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Didn't Endgame have a series tied into it?
The
Yeah.
Endgame tried to combine the movie series and the TV series, but up until that point, stayed a bit separated from each other.
You see,
And the
basically,
Anywho.
Source just solidified that.
like
pretty
Spoonie
much.
said,
Anywho, enough about the rant. Let's actually talk about the movie, I guess.
because
Very
this is
nice
what
job.
you want to see in a Highlander
Oh,
movie,
and,
right? Japanese stereotypical.
Oh, and the director,
Sure, why not?
the director of this movie also went on to make a documentary about JLS,
Oh, really?
JLS? Which JLS?
some band.
Oh, so not the Justice League Society.
You know, considering this was also came out around the same time as TMNT3, I guess this was the year of stuffing Japanese mythology into places that have nothing to do with Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
To be fair, Pedro,
Pedro-
TMNT actually is, Japanese oriented in, the sense of ninjas.
Okay.
So that one at least had an
Besides,
excuse.
Pedro,
This one doesn't.
TMNT3 actually came out a year before Highlander: The Final Dimension.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So what's going? Is it the dang Mongolians?
Mongolians!
Oh, hi, Mongolians.
Hello, Mongolians!
So this.
Oh no, I care so much.
So
It is
these-
totally not like the beginning of the Conan the Barbarian movie.
So the bad guys have invaded this little quaint Japanese village, and they're killing everyone
So-
they see because they're evil.
Yep.
So tell me, Pedro, is this just going to be a poor man's Mulan with Highlander stuffed into it?
I guess you can kind of say that.
Hey, wait a minute. We're in Japan. What the heck are Mongolians doing in Japan? It was China they attacked.
The Quickene!
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're serious. Are you sure that this is in Japan?
They say it's Japan.
I'll check.
Okay, what the heck are Mongolians doing in Japan? Japan is on a separate, isolated island.
Jova. Everything of Asia is just people with closed eyes and weird accents.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yes, in Japan.
Yep.
But Japan is a secluded island. The Mongolians, I don't think, had
Well,
sailing
according
technology.
to Sean Connery in the first movie, was Egyptian, then went to Spain and had a Japanese katana.
By the way, Dwebs, you
Well,
can...
those were-
Okay.
Well, that was a different country, though. I mean, I don't think Mongolians had sailing technology, and there wasn't really record of them
No,
going to
Mongolians
Japan.
barely had any technology of all. Like they
Right, so-
needed to conquer. If Age of Empires 2 is anything to go nearby, they had to conquer China in order to learn
Yeah.
the technology of siege
Okay.
weapons.
So, Pedro,
Exactly, which makes no sense that Mongolians are here in Japan.
Jova, this is the same people who thought it was a good idea to invent the planet Zeist. Okay, anyway,
what are you asking me, Pedro?
basically, Dwebs, you can at least take solace in the fact that Sean Connery does not show up anymore in this series.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of sad about that.
You can be assured that
well,
they
well,
do their
Jova,
best to.
if they did, they'll just bring him back, not do anything with him, and then kill him off later on anyway.
Yeah.
But you can also be assured by the fact they will be sure to remind you that his sacrifice was in vain. I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding.
We're not there yet, though.
Are they still going to pull the whole there can only be one thing here?
Yeah, even though we already know that there's a planet full of these. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. Never happened. Sure.
I meant they're still going to have the Immortals battling and stuff.
Yeah. Basically, they're still going with there can only be one thing. Yeah.
So here's my question: what is Fox Steven doing here?
The Quickening!
Yeah.
Hold on, let me turn it back on.
Yay!
So let me get this straight.
Now
We
it
have a
became
title.
his traditional, his signature katana.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let me make a list so far. So far we have a title that confuses me because they're trying to ignore Highlander 2. They have a historical fact that they got completely wrong, and Fox McCloud is here without any reason whatsoever.
So I'm
Fox
guessing.
McCloud.
So hold on, Joe. But so I'm guessing by that logic, that means that you're not happy with the fact that J.J. Abrams said that they're going to ignore the prequels, even though it says Episode 7.
Wait,
Well, they're not ignoring the prequels; they're just ignoring the midichlorians and stuff.
Basically,
No.
J.J. Abrams said in an interview that they're going to ignore the controversial changes in the prequels, basically.
So no midichlorians and shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, hold on, dudes, let me talk.
Well,
honestly,
I'm the one that rarely gets to talk, or whatever.
yes, but I was the one talking first. But anywho, I'd say they're addressing enough, seeing as how they are addressing the characters from the Clone Wars series at least, with the Rebels series. So honestly, them ignoring the prequel series, that doesn't really bug me as much because, well, number one, I'm not really that big on prequels, and number two, the prequel stuff more so affected stuff in the original trilogy. It shouldn't really affect stuff by 7 because, well, 7 will be like
but
the
don't
stuff
you see, Joe? By changing the future, you change the past.
I was just gonna say, I've got my own headcanon for that now. They'll probably just say, oh, Qui-Gon Jinn was talking bullshit or something. He was only saying that to Anakin just to make him think, I don't want to be a Jedi, but he still wanted to be a Jedi, so
Yeah.
But we had to do it everywhere so that the illusion would be kept. But anyway, there's one thing I noticed about this film.
What?
The guy William N. Panzer, who was involved with the writing and producing of this film, who sadly died in 2007, he was involved in Highlanders 2, 3, Endgame, and
The Sorcerer.
And he was pretty much involved in everything Highlander related as a producer, even the source.
What about Highlander 1 though?
He was only a producer. He wrote the story for 2, 3, and 4.
Huh. How about that? Anywho. And the last reason why I'm not too bugged about the prequel trilogy not being referred to in Star Wars 7 is honestly, Star Wars 3 sort of kills off most of the people associated with the prequel trilogy anyway.
Well, that's
honestly, by the point
thing, what they say in Crisis Core in a few minutes, the syndrome of, oh no, I'm not going to be in the sequel.
Exactly. So honestly, there's not really much point in referencing the prequel trilogy anyway. So
I'm sorry. How can I take this seriously? This is so stereotypical.
So let me guess. The bad guy is another Zystian who leads the Mongolians.
Shh, we don't talk about the planet Zeiss, Shova.
Yeah.
Well, what should I refer to them as?
No, Pedro, you do not. You should not
just
do like
refer
that.
To
it's
them
like
as
those
people.
scenes, like in a tavern, when they say the term, everyone turns around and stops talking.
Yeah.
So what do we refer to them as now then?
People.
Yeah.
Immortals, just immortals.
Well, screw it. I'm gonna call him Zystian because the title ticks me off.
No, don't get me wrong, Joe. But like Spoonie said,
I know. It's a joke. It's a joke.
No. I was about to agree with you. Actually, it's basically, it's like Spoonie said, they're aliens from the planet Zeiss, but no one likes to talk about it. Like it's just for as much as William Panzer likes to try to make us forget, it's not going to change the fact that you've already destroyed the franchise. It's like dropping an atomic bomb in Hiroshima and then trying to say, that was just a little.
Oh, look, a flashback to a better movie.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, at
He
least
sounds a lot like Clancy Brown too.
Hey, Tio, people say that this is just a remake of the first movie. At least this movie's being honest about it.
Yeah.
So when does Mako show up?
He has shown.
I mean Mako.
He has shown.
Oh, that. Huh.
There's
His
3 of them.
voice. I
This
didn't
was back in
recognize his voice
1994,
this movie.
so he was still young back. He was still relatively young here.
Yeah, his voice is way different. wait. Hold on. So Mako is apparently another Zeistian.
Is that Mario? That's Mario von Peebles in the middle, right?
I guess. I don't know who Mario von Peebles is.
Mamma mia!
So is Mario von Peebles actually an Asian?
I'll
What
find
an
out.
ironic name.
I'm gonna find out who he is actually.
So basically,
Oh!
okay. So basically, what this movie's telling is that the people from Japan come from planet Zeist. That actually explains a lot. Yeah. Okay. Now, School Days makes a lot more sense.
Really?
I
Oh
mean-
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
only in
right.
okay. It makes sense now, Jova. It makes sense now, Jova. School Days wasn't actually invented by a human being; it was invented by aliens. It actually
Hey.
makes
Of course.
sense.
I'm
That
not saying
explains
they
why
was were
Makoto gets his head
aliens,
cut off
but
at
they
the
were
end.
aliens.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, Jova has a point.
What?
Remember, Dwebs, Makoto gets his head cut off in School Days.
Yeah, at the end.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll be.
I'm surprised she didn't shout. There could be only
Hey,
one.
wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. If you cut off the head, shouldn't they be dead? How the heck is he still alive with his head cut off? And how is he doing all this?
Jova. Awakening! Yeah.
Wow. So even in the supposedly better sequel, they still got something blatantly
Jova,
wrong.
I was honest. I said it was just the least bad
Yeah.
of a bunch.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, Ezekiel, honestly, this is off to a worse start for me than Highlander 2, the
Also, what
Quickening.
the fuck is
don't
going
get
on?
me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead, Jova.
don't get me wrong. So far, Highlander 2, the Quickening is worse in my eyes so far, but honestly, Highlander 2, the Quickening didn't have as bad a start for me. I was sort of, it's sort of like, it took a bit longer for, the real bad stuff to set in, but, it didn't really hit me in the face with how much stuff it got wrong. At least that one was set into the future, so there wasn't the historical inaccuracies, or all the other stupid stuff, but this one just starts stupid right out of the starting gate.
Yeah. Well,
at least
if
Highlander
it makes you
2
feel any
actually
better,
started off
Jova,
with an interesting concept.
well, if it makes you feel any better, Jova, this is pretty much about how stupid as it gets. It doesn't really get any stupider from here, at least not from what I remember.
So now we're in modern day.
Yeah.
Okay. Japan,
1994.
1994. Huh, a year before I was born. Lucky me.
これのスポンサーな提供でお送りします。
So, is that it of Mako that we'll be seeing in this movie?
I don't think. I don't remember. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this one.
He's the guy who died. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay then.
Huh. Wow, so you put his name up for the
Nakano.
credits.
He's Japanese teacher.
So let's
I
see. You
guess,
put
I guess
Mako's-
eventually, probably he was just paying
Well,
his
that's the
bills
thing,
there.
Jova. Well, that's the
He had
thing,
a
Jova.
contract was saying, "Oh, okay, that's it. Bye. See you later. Whatever it is."
Well, that's the thing,
I
Jova.
mean-
He's the only
I mean-
Academy Award-winning actor they have in this cast, so yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Christopher Lambert.
Why not use him more? Like, why not have more flashback scenes of him
Actually,
before
Theo-
he died?
Actually,
They're going
Theo
to
Lambert never won an Academy Award.
Oh,
Yeah. Anywho,
Don't get me wrong, I love Christopher Lambert, but yeah.
But yeah, okay, here's my thing. It's like, well, if you're going to have an Academy Award actor, why not do something like what you did with Sean Connery, like keep him alive via flashbacks until his death, instead of, kill him in the first 15 minutes of the movie?
Why was Christopher Lambert in Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance?
Because he needed to pay his bills.
That's-
Bibbs.
He was in that?
Yeah.
Huh. I can't out to be in that commentary, then again out to be in both Ghost Rider commentaries, since I
Wait,
actually
oh
like
yeah. Guess
Ghost
what?
Rider the comic.
Remember what happened after the quickening of Mako? Basically,
Yeah.
that everything collapsed. Well, now apparently the Japanese people have found it while excavating in a tunnel.
So let me get this straight now. So apparently if you're decapitated, you can still be powerful enough to take out your opponent with the quickening.
I guess. Well, technically, the quickening is absorbing the soul of your opponent, so I guess his soul was strong enough to resist.
And yet somehow he Oh, never mind. I guess the guy was just in a coma or something by that lightning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. Weird, that's never happened before. But then again, Highlander sequels seem to have a knack for pulling off these wonderful miracles that were before deemed impossible.
Yep.
Well, hey,
It can't get any
wonder
worse
if
than
this
can
sword's
it?
going to have as many quickenings as the second one did.
There's just one.
Yeah.
I know it should be a spoiler, but no, it's not. It doesn't matter.
Whereas,
Really?
you
Just
know,
one.
Highlander 2 had like 80 in one
Don't
movie.
worry, Dwebs. The source will make up for that.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't their leader the only Zystian? How are those two still alive?
They're immortal, remember?
Oh wait, never mind. I guess they are Zystians as well.
They only become mortal if there's only one.
More quickening, and then he gets buried again. No,
I thought
Yeah.
you
I
said
get
there was
that,
only
I
one
got-
quickening.
Yeah, it's this one.
no, in the source. This is the sorcerer.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
I'm
wait,
confused.
wait.
That's 2 quickenings we've had now.
Joe, paid them, Dweebs. We were referring to as the source. This is the sorcerer.
So the
It's another
sorcerer is the one that has multiple quickenings again.
Oh yeah, there are multiple quickenings. No, I was referring to the source, the last one in the series.
The quickening in the first movie was special because it only happened once.
Yeah.
But considering you've had this like 80 times, this kind of makes it a bit less special.
Exactly, Dwebs. That's why everybody hates Highlander 2, because it completely destroyed the meaning of the quickening and the catchphrase of the series. There can be only one. Well, bullshit, there's a whole planet of them.
I guess it means it can only be one on Earth. Okay, now we're back.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
no,
coming
this is gonna be one of
to
those
Marrakesh.
Like I said,
Oh, yeah.
like I've told you in Highlander
I
2
just need
commentary.
nothing but my horse out here on the Sunset Vista.
This is going to be one of those kinds of stories, isn't it? The one where they
Yes.
keep jumping back and forth through different times. I hate those kind of
Oh,
stories.
by the way, there's actual continuity with the second movie, actually, because...
Why?
no, wait,
Hey,
over the
wait,
first
wait,
one.
wait,
No,
wait,
no,
wait.
hold on.
So, wait, you're telling me that there is going to be continuity with the second movie, even
No,
though they were...
hold on a second, because I don't remember completely. Was the first or the second movie called The Gathering?
what?
The first movie was called The Gathering, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's only with the first movie. Yeah, Dweebs and Jova. Remember the girl that Connor married after the end of The Gathering?
Yes.
Do you mean the first movie?
Yeah, the
Yes,
first
I
movie.
I
remember.
think so.
She got the Disney treatment.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, she fell while dying? Oh, wait, never mind. Let me guess. She became a mother and then she died.
Pretty much.
Oh, neat. So we get to see
Off-screen
Fox's
deaths, I-
wonderful son or daughter or
Hey,
whatever.
guys,
What is it, Dwebs?
have I ever told you how much I love off-screen deaths?
Don't worry, Des. We all hate them.
I wonder how you reacted in Maleficent then.
Wait, there was an
And,
off-screen death in
the-
Maleficent?
Yeah,
Wait.
the king's wife.
That movie's so forgettable, I
She
can't.
dies of obviously
She died of-
unceremoniously off
she-
screen.
She
She
died.
lo-
I can tell you how she died.
She lost the will to live.
No.
Pretty much.
Pedro, I got a
She
better one.
died because of off-screen stuff and because the king went mad.
Go ahead,
Pedro,
Dwebs. What is it?
I got the simplest answer.
What?
She died of the script.
Oh, of course.
Meh.
Yeah. I'm still
Anywho,
badass even though I've been scripted for being Raiden in Mortal Kombat.
I'm doing this to prepare.
Anywho. So let me guess. Do we like meet his son or something, or his daughter, or whatever
Yeah,
that is?
I think we see some.
That reminds me. Do you ever meet any female Zystians?
Yes, but it's established in the TV series.
Joe, but the more times you say
Which one?
Zystians, the more times you're making Highlander fans shiver.
Well, in all of them. I mean, the Raven TV series centered around a female immortal.
Oh, neato. So I guess we'll be commenting on that eventually.
They're long though, Jova. So it's
How
like
long?
6 seasons or
What
something.
Web said?
Wow. It must have been popular then. It must have been actually good.
Jova.
Yeah, it was
like-
solid.
Jova.
Nice.
What Web said. We don't talk about Zeist.
Well, I don't care. I mean, I'm not convinced that Highlander 2 didn't happen, so I'm calling them Zeistians. That's what Highlander 2 established.
Pedro, that makes me think we should have probably shown Jova the re-edited cut of Highlander 2.
Oh, you mean the Russell's cut?
Yeah.
It's still crap. Yeah, it completely...
But at least it would have convinced Jova to not talk about Zeist.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good idea. You see, Jova. See, here's the thing, Jova. This movie is supposed to be a sequel, not to the original cut of Highlander 2, but the Renegade cut of Highlander 2, which is the one that cuts off any reference of the planet Zeist.
All right. So in that case, what's their explanation for all the Zeistians running around in the supposed cut then?
They just mistaken that the fact that the what's the name? What the villain of the first movie was the last one.
Yeah, they basically what they tried to say that turns out the Kerrigan was not the last immortal. Turns out there were more immortals.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean,
It's well, Jova, how can you exactly?
Well, not really. It was established also in the first movie that the quickenings were not just when you killed the last immortal. So.
Oh, okay.
And here
Okay,
it is,
then.
the son.
Huh.
Wait, he's a natural or adopted son? Because now I remember the initial words of the source.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You guys are telling me that this is supposed to be a sequel to the other cut of Highlander 2.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
then. Here's my question, then. Doesn't this technically happen before the events of Highlander 2, then?
Yeah, we're technically in 1994, while Highlander 2 is set in the future.
So
Yeah.
in this case, he abandoned his son and later went on to marry a completely different woman, all the same.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, tell me why I'm supposed to like this guy.
Fuck you reasons.
Yeah.
Huh. You know, I love how Highlander 3 with whichever cut you look at of Highlander 2 is still doomed to be a terrible sequel.
Every movie after the first movie is doomed to be a sequel, because the first movie should have never had a sequel to begin with, because as the title says, there can be only one. There's not really any room for a sequel there, is there?
Well, there kind of could be if it's done and executed well enough. But unfortunately, they did not.
A prequel maybe, but not a sequel. Everybody's dead.
Well, they could try and pull something like Resurrection. That would actually give grounds for a sequel. Then you'd have to hunt them all down again. Or try and pull off some sort of mystical thing. I don't know. I mean, just don't do whatever you did with the original cut of Highlander 2. That was stupid.
Yep.
Like,
I
maybe
mean,
try
basically,
to...
according to the writers said that the reason behind the Zeisman thing is that apparently the fans back at the day were back when Highlander 2 was announced, the writers were being questioned by the fans. So what is the origin of the mysterious immortality? Are you going to explain that in the sequel? And people were all like, okay, maybe we should explain it. And this is the best I could come up with.
Huh.
Really? Really? This is the best I could come up with? Fucking aliens? Really?
What the heck is going on right now?
Things.
Oh, hello. We're in the opening of Phantasmagoria 2.
Yeah.
Kind of. Ding dong.
Uh-huh.
It's still going.
Why are they taking him to a mental ward when he was getting beat up on?
Because the
Maybe try taking him to a hospital, idiots.
you're best not to bother Jova. Like, no matter what happens, the series is just gonna keep on being stupid.
You know, here's what I'm getting, Miko. Why is that with Highlander 2? Well, that was a worse film. I wasn't as frequently ticked off with Highlander 2 as much as I was with this one, for some odd reason. Granted, Granted, when Highlander 2 got bad, I guess it sort of piled up into this giant monstrosity of idiocy, like, at big points. Whereas this film, it does not reach the same levels of stupidity as Highlander 2, but it hits me a lot more frequently of how dumb it is. It's like a different end of the spectrum in a way.
I can see that.
Anywho, so what are we doing
There's
now?
there's also the fact that some people can at least argue that for as terrible as Highlander 2 was, it was very riffable. Whereas this movie is just kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's just stupid scene after stupid scene. And yeah, anything good like Mako is pretty much wasted in the first 15 minutes. Heck, even Highlander 2 at least remember not to waste Sean Connery that quickly.
You're bad when you're being compared unfavorably to Highlander 2.
Yeah. What the heck is even going on?
I don't know things.
Stop.
So, missed anything?
Not really, no.
You missed us. You missed us comparing this to Highlander 2 and actually giving Highlander 2 a point over this film.
What point in particular?
The fact that this film wastes high actors way quicker than Highlander 2 do. I mean, it's like I said, even Highlander 2 knew not to waste the good actors until like near the end. Like we still had
Like
Dr. Cox.
Sean Connery?
And Dr. Cox,
Yeah, like Sean Connery and Dr. Cox. Those guys at least stuck around till near the end of the film. Highlander 2 at least remembers to keep the more entertaining factors intact long enough.
Who was Dr. Cox? Michael Ironside?
No. Michael Ironside is the villain to General Katana. It's talking about Dr. Cox, the guy who the snooty, cocky corporate guy.
You know what? Hey, you remember Michael Ironside and how he made a return appearance in Terminator Salvation for us?
You're not returning to Zeist McCloud. I never planned to. Whoops, as Teo said.
Exactly. Instead, he ends up coming back.
That's the interesting thing about Highlander 2. Highlander 2 is the only movie I've ever seen where the hero literally...
Hello, Mongolians.
Excuse me, what's Keanu Reeves doing here?
Whoa.
Anyway, you were
Seriously,
saying
He's the one.
that guy with the beard and the long hair, he looks like Keanu Reeves.
Well, remember this is pre-Matrix Keanu Reeves, so he's still...
No, Keanu Reeves is in Speed as well, the same year.
Oh, really?
So Keanu Reeves is in this movie.
No, it's a lookalike.
Yeah.
I know. I was just running with the joke.
Keanu
Anyway,
Reeves-
you're
like I said,
saying,
well,
Pedro?
Hey, Joe, but Keanu Reeves was in a better film that year.
Yeah, that's
Speed.
sad.
No, Speed's awesome.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
talking about Keanu Reeves being in good movies in the 90s wasn't very common. Trust me. Anyway,
So Speed.
saying Pedro something about
I was saying
Highlander
that Highlander 2 is the only movie I've ever seen where we can actually see the main character pointing out the villain's how dumb the villain's plan is right in front of his face. So,
Wow, what part was that?
remember, Dibs, when they're in the graveyard and shit, and then the villain and Connor McLeod meet face to face, and then he's like, "You're not coming back to Zeist, McLeod? I never planned to. After all this time, I was ready to stay here, die, immortal. Then you sent those punks down here. You changed everything." Connor McLeod is literally pointing out why our villain is stupid. Like,
Okay, so this is. It looks like Keanu Reeves in 47 Ronin.
oh yay!
Have you seen 47 Ronin?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of shit things.
I
about
know
it.
it's a shameless attempt to try Japanese 300.
Whoa. Hello, the music's trying to get at my attention.
Yep, it is.
The music's laughing at you.
Wow,
Game
music
over.
that laughs.
Return of the Immortal.
Listen, I can imagine it now when he's slashing his way through there.
What the
hell?
fuck?
So what's this like?
How many times are you going to run that catchphrase to the ground?
Especially now that it's completely meaningless.
More quickenings.
Like, Jesus Christ.
So what is this, like the third time there could have been only one?
So, where did this dice thing come from? And if this takes place before Highlander
It was one of
2...
the henchmen of the Mongolians.
Hey, wait a minute. I just realized something. If this takes place before the events of Highlander 2, how the heck was MacLeod even as old as he was by the time of the future in Highlander 2? Shouldn't he be maybe in his 50s as opposed to his 70s or 80s in Highlander 2 then?
Because, okay, hold on. Highlander 2 starts in 1999 and then jumps ahead 20 years or something, if I recall.
Oh, 20 years.
30 years. 25 years. And this is set in 1994, so this is technically 30 years before Highlander 2.
Okay, but even still, in Highlander 2, he's way older than he should be. And why am I even trying?
Nah, we're the stereotypical cops. The only thing I'm missing is a black supporting guy.
So,
all that's missing here is the black J.K. Simmons from Indigo Prophecy.
So, hey
What
guys,
is the plan, people? Are you on this trail?
Hey guys,
Go ahead, Webs.
Yes, Twibs?
I was just gonna say, speaking of Highlander,
Yeah.
you know that planned reboot they're doing?
Yeah.
What about it?
How would you feel about Batista being this guy called the Kurgan?
Who's
Are
Batista?
you serious? Drax the Destroyer.
But remember Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, Jova?
Yep, I remember Drax.
And he's also going to be in Spectre.
Okay.
Huh, so he's going to play two characters in that movie.
Well,
Okay.
I do think he is a good actor. At least he definitely proved that in Guardians of the Galaxy. So, okay, fine, whatever. Let's try
We had
that.
acting lessons. We had acting lessons before he did Guardians. So,
I mean, they're like Doug Walker said. They're already kind of actors. They're wrestlers, so.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're good at. But the thing with wrestlers, Paige, is that they're good at physical stuff. Showing the pain if they're being hit by.
Yeah, but there's also the promos, though.
Yeah, but
Well, that's why Andre the Giant works so well in The Princess Bride.
yeah, but
Exactly.
yeah, but there's a difference between promos.
Yo, motherfucker!
Yeah, but Paige, there's a difference between promos and actual working off a script and.
Yo, we're so
Yeah,
stereotyped.
honestly, Twibs, even in promos, they're working off of a script. I mean, you'd be surprised how much work people put into some of those promos.
Yeah, no,
I
it's,
mean,
it's just there's different standards, if you will.
honestly, Dibs, I've seen plenty of wrestlers who can actually be good actors.
Wrestling,
Yes.
I think of wrestling as like the most physical version of theatre you can do. I mean, think about it, you're in an arena, the ring's pretty much a stage.
Theater.
What the hell?
Okay,
Did the movie glitch?
No, the movie didn't glitch.
so is that supposed to be the bad guy?
So Dr. Dre's the villain of this movie.
Of course, why not?
Wait. Hold on. But I thought the bad guy was some Asian Mongolian guy.
Well,
So
no.
what? How many bad guys
They're
are there
all-
in this film? 3?
Remember, Jova, all of them are bad guys because Conor McLeod's supposed to kill all of them so you can get the prize.
And
So let me
stuff.
get this straight. So this movie is pretty much pulling a Spider-Man... No. So this movie's pulling an Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the case of bringing in multiple big bads.
Well, wasn't that what
And not
the first
just
movie was
that,
already doing
Jova.
anyway?
The movie's gonna jump a bit in time.
Yeah.
What, again?
Yes.
Yeah,
Again.
it will zigzag between the 1994 and the 18th century.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. What about his...
What?
Dwarf doesn't like it.
No.
doesn't like it.
What was Jovan was asking? What were you asking, Jova?
Didn't Fox McCloud have a son? Where the heck is he?
Jova, this is Connor McLeod, not Fox McCloud. Fox McCloud is the guy from Star Fox.
Star
I know,
Fox
it's-
2, The Quickening.
It's a joke. It's a joke, Joe.
Star Fox Zero, the source.
Um,
There we go. France,
yeah,
18th century.
Whoa.
Congratulations. Okay, wait. When did this movie become Brandon Linden? Sorry.
Wait.
Christopher
Hold on.
Lambert looks so
I thought
silly
you
in
guys
that
said that
wig.
this movie was supposed to take place in Japan.
Yeah, Jova, as it zigzags between three periods of time. Japan in 16th century, after some time, Connor's wife is killed. The modern day and 18th century.
Ha! Have fun, Dwibs.
So let me get this straight.
Luckily, I've got a cup of tea with me here, so
So
Because I'm British.
let me get this straight.
What exactly is so soothing about the tea over in Britain?
Well, Jova, haven't you studied history? After Britain conquered India, they practically discovered tea there and decided to roll with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know about that. I know
Living
about
overall.
that. I know about that. But I mean, why is it that Britain especially finds tea so dang soothing to the
Unless
point where
you
they're
want to
practically
count
addicted to it?
canon what they said in Asterix and the Britons.
did you even try out our tea before you dumped it in the river, Jova?
Sure we did, and we didn't like it, and we didn't like getting taxed for it.
So you hated
So-
our tea just because you were getting taxed.
so let me
You
get
didn't
this
try
straight.
The tea. How dare you?
So let me get this straight. Highlander 2 ripped off Clockwork Orange, and now Highlander 3 is trying to rip off Barry Lyndon. What is up with Highlander
know.
sequels trying to rip off Stanley Kubrick?
Let me guess. Is Highlander 4 gonna rip off
Combat between snakes.
The heck?
Full
What?
Metal Jacket?
Oh, that would be rich.
Now we're back at the
So,
excavation site.
Is she the new love interest?
She's the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
kinda.
Another love interest. So let me get... Okay.
Oh, trust
okay.
me, Jova. One of the jarring problems of continuity in the Islander series is the love interest that the main characters have.
Yeah.
Both Connor and Duncan MacLeod have so many love interests, and you really lost count.
By the way,
and
Wow.
the snake shop.
but anyway, by the way, what did you say we were going to do about the TV show?
It's a bit too long. However, I checked. The Raven TV series seems more manageable because it's only one season and has only 22 episodes. However, I know practically nothing about it aside from the premise alone, so I don't know how
I remember
if
seeing-
it's connected to the rest of the franchise.
It's a spin-off show.
So
But
what's the other-
I remember seeing
so what's
one
the other
episode and then hating it and then just never watching it ever again.
Was it season 6? Because that is universally hated.
No, I'm talking about the
okay,
Raven
we're in-
series.
We're in Phantasmagoria
Oh,
2
right.
again.
At least,
TDs.
well, at least Phantasmagoria 2 is funny. This is just boring.
Yeah.
Asian TDs.
So yeah, Highlander movie, right? I mean, would you?
Oh, it's funny because it's not of his time and he doesn't know how a condom is. Comedy.
Wow.
We knows what sex is at least.
And watch her end up pregnant.
So this is. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh.
We've seemed to get them into a completely different movie.
So Keanu Reeves is dead.
Not really.
Oh yeah, isn't he immortal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But why did they sew his head back on?
sure. why
No,
not?
they just placed there so the body can be studied with the other.
Oh yeah, because let me guess. Did they ever say? Did they ever? Has it ever happened where an immortal gets his head cut off, but when someone sews it back on, he becomes alive again?
I don't know. If it happened, it could have happened in the series, but again, I know very little about the TV series.
So
Maybe I
which
could watch
TV
the
series are
TV
you
series
talking
in my
about?
own
Because
time or something.
What?
I've heard that there's free TV series, the cartoon series, the
Yeah, there
series
is the
that
cartoon, which is a completely different continuity. The Raven series, which is just a spin-off, but I don't know how it's connected. And the main Highlander TV series, which was a spin-off, but then got connected to the movies with Endgame and The Source.
Yeah.
How about that? So I wonder
The
what the
only
cartoon
thing-
series is like. Wait a minute.
Terrible.
Wait a minute.
Jova, it's like the Mortal Kombat cartoon. You remove the violence from a thing that is famous for its violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What,
mean,
what do you think
Yeah,
it happens?
Gee, so what is the story of the cartoon series?
A bunch of immortal idiots decides to stop fighting because they think it's wrong, and then the obvious evil bad guy goes in and said, "Okay, I'll just kill you all."
Oh, and there's also and guess what, Jova? Even though it's a '90s cartoon, they're still doing the blackface stereotype thing from the '40s. I'm not even kidding. Okay, well, okay, fine. Let me to their defense. It's a French Canadian studio, so and you have to remember that most Canadians haven't actually seen a black person before because Canada and shit. So I guess that's why. So I guess I don't know how to draw black people. Sorry, Jova.
Canada, dear Canada, you gave us Justin Bieber and that wonderful cartoon. How can we ever
I guess that's
repay
the reason
you?
why people of South Park want Canada destroyed so badly.
At least you can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can at least forgive the 1940s cartoons because they were a product of their time. But seriously, a 90s cartoon that still does that shit? Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, blackface. I mean, I'm pretty sure that stuff was.
Yeah.
No.
Don't worry, Jova. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, so of course we're gonna have to commentate on it because for some reason one of our most popular commentaries are often the stuff that's reviled.
Well, of course, that's usually the thing, Jova.
Unless it's Ace Attorney, which
Don't you see?
surprisingly got a good amount of views.
Well, that's just how it is, Jova. The bigger the shit, the more flies are attracted to it.
Yeah.
Unless it's Ace
Well,
Attorney.
Jova, the thing is, the animated series is 2 seasons and a total of 40 episodes, so it's a bit longer, I guess.
Oh, goody. So we'll have a marathon to commentate on.
Joyful.
Mm-hmm.
Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee.
Considering Highlander, I wonder if I was Scottish, I'd be able to add more to these commentaries.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure these movies depict the Scottish culture about as well as Disney.
As Mel Gibson win in Braveheart.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I'm not going to be putting on a fake Scottish accent much.
Don't worry.
Sorry, James, sorry,
Scottish
James, I did it first.
Not to mention, that's kind of the cartoon's thing. Fake Scottish accents.
Oh
So,
boy.
what's your Scottish accent, Dwibs? Since you're actually British, like the Scottish.
Can we give it a try?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Why not?
So Highlander's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, it ain't like the first film all that much, but I mean, the second one was a piece of garbage, and and this one's kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, although it sounds also a bit like a stereotypical Canadian accent.
I'm not going to say anything because not being British, I'm not really in the position to say if the accent is good
I
or not.
probably pissed off a lot of Scots for doing that.
Now that sounded very Scottish.
Thank you.
Yeah, that definitely does sound like the typical Scottish accents you hear in media. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Anyway, before I get lynched by the Scottish, let's continue.
So what's happening now?
Don't worry, Dwibs. We'll have the cartoon to distract the Scottish for people from lynching you.
Oh my god! The evil
And now
Asian
we've
music
got
is
them
playing.
cheating.
That must mean the bad guy is near.
Of course.
Oh boy.
So let's see. Evil accordion music, evil organ music, evil Asian music. What's next? Evil Dwibs music.
Pedro, you might want to get the next part of the this film.
Yeah.
We're coming up to the end of this video.
So yeah, this is just another girl for him to rescue and save. Yeah, okay. BS. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this wasn't that too late after the first Highlander film, chronologically speaking. So shouldn't his wife still be alive?
This is 1994, wasn't it?
Remember, Jova, she's dead.
Don't
Oh, yeah,
worry.
that's right.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Guys. I'll edit whatever's needed in post like I did for Highlander 2. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm ready. That's zero.
What is up with
now
the-
we're going to engage in
up
Grand
close
Theft
music?
Auto or Need for Highlander Speed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, but this movie seems to have a big knack of doing pop cultural music that, unlike Highlander 1,
Are you guys ready?
doesn't
Come
fit
on, let's get started first.
Eddie.
3,
3,
2.
2, 1, go.
Okay.
Oy vey. I mean, seriously, what
for
is
the
up?
audience, we watched this movie in 2 parts, so that's the reason.
Yes. We'll edit this in post, but if we sound a bit disjointed, you know the reason.
Was
sorry.
he having?
Blame the internet.
No, was he having like
Internet. What?
newspaper? No, was he
Oh.
having news? Is he having newspaper as a bandana?
Let me
guess.
guess. These two are immortals as well.
Well, yeah.
One of them is Connor Dweebs.
What was the other one?
I don't know.
Connor's
Relative chin.
yeah. I was about to say that. Connor's.
Are we back in the
Shit.
Asian times now, or is this still modern?
No, we're still
No,
in.
it's still modern.
Yeah, Jova.
Yeah.
And now
no!
we're back to France.
Yeah, Jova. I bet you love the traditional ancient Japanese scaffolding.
So yeah, Dibs, how do you like it that we've gone from Japan to France?
Perfect transition.
Well-
Also, titties.
Well, Jova, you know how I feel about. Well, Jova, you know how I feel about this kind of structure in film.
You know, like I
You
love,
know,
I
dude,
love how they're trying to distract
don't
us from
say
the
that
fact that the
you
movie
weren't
sucks
there.
by
More
throwing
titties.
titties in our face.
It's not
I
working.
know. I
movie.
mean, surprisingly, there's been a big
This is
ratio
Duke
increase of
Nukem
that.
level of distraction.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's France, so of course.
You know one movie that we definitely should commentate one of these days too?
What?
Sturba, werewolf bitch.
Wow.
What?
So,
wait, what?
are we
Oh,
gonna
that-
get
that-
any?
Island movie.
Basically, no. Basically, there's a really shitty horror movie with Christopher Lee in it, which back
Oh, that one, yeah.
What's Christopher Lee doing in a movie called that?
I'm not even kidding.
No,
A
that's the
werewolf
thing, Dibs.
monster.
That's the thing, Dibs. The original title is called Sturba Werewolf Bitch, but then they changed it to Sturba Your Sister is a Werewolf.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey.
That sounds interesting.
And there's a moment where the villain literally rips apart her shirt and you see like full cleavage right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I call Bing in the commentary because that sounds stupid enough to riff on.
It's Christopher Lee trying to give class to a movie called Sturba Werewolf Bitch. Chris, okay, Chris, you're in a movie called Werewolf Bitch. Don't try to class this up.
Pedro, I guess even he had to pay his bills.
No, I know, but that doesn't mean
maybe
he has
he
to
didn't
try.
know
That doesn't mean he has to
Or
try.
Or maybe he just didn't know the name of the film at the time.
Why would you go into a movie and you don't even know what it's called?
No, that's the
You'd
thing.
be
That's
surprised if
the
lots of
interesting
actors do
thing.
that.
That's the interesting thing. I mean, why did they even change the title of that movie? Everybody,
Censorship.
everybody, and I mean literally everybody in the world would pay to see a movie called Sturba Werewolf Bitch. I mean, come on, I would.
And yet it's
Yeah, but then again, I paid to go see a movie called I don't know.
Fantastic Four stick.
No, I paid to go see a movie called Steve's a Fucking Bastard or something like that.
Oh yeah, Spoon reviewed it because there was Red Brown in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Wait. Hold on. Spoonie reviewed the werewolf bitch one.
Yeah, because Red Brown plays the protagonist. I'm
Oh,
not even
boy.
kidding.
Well, now I may have to look up that commentary, so I'll be prepared for our future commentary on that movie.
That movie sounds so ridiculous just from the title alone.
Trust me, Dwibs, it is.
Yeah.
Well, Liz, if you're looking forward to it, you can always select it as your eventual pick after it follows.
Actually, I'll leave that up to you.
Sure.
I've got plenty of movies to pick from. I was actually thinking of
Blah blah
You know,
blah.
since
Working.
I'll,
That's
pro-
also why you're not allowed to-
I'll probably pick Sturba myself when I don't have anything else to pick.
because since we finished the Blade films, I might start another series actually.
Sure.
Surprise,
Maybe-
motherfucker.
Keanu Reeves again.
Oh, hey, we're finally getting a sword fight.
Okay, let me guess.
Hello, Mongolians.
Let me guess. This guy's head gets cut off. There can only be one quickening light.
Sure, why not?
Bad guys in this film.
You You know,
Are there?
You see, Joe and Wims. This movie, as I mentioned, is the least bad of the sequels of Highlander. But the problem is, it's bland.
Yeah.
That's what
Like
the problem is.
even though Highlander 2,
It's not even so bad. It's funny.
yeah,
You know,
even
we should have done a drinking. We should have done a drinking game. How many times the quickening happens?
yeah.
Actually, let me check what the official TV Tropes thinking game for the Highlander is.
Okay, it's like what
There is
Teo's
one.
saying. It's like what Teo's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, even though Highlander 2 is objectively much worse than this movie, Highlander 2.
I'd rather watch Highlander 2 than this one because
Highlander 2.
Because
Yeah.
you can make fun of it.
The most fun I got out of this so far is Pedro saying the name of that weird film.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Sturba
Okay.
werewolf bitch. Like I said,
Take a shot every time there's a flashback. Take a shot every time there's someone. What?
Hello.
What is it?
yeah.
Sorry, Pedro. Sorry, Tia. What were you saying? Take a shot every time. What?
No, I was reading the official drinking game of Highlander. Take a shot every time there's a flashback. Take a shot every time someone says there can be only one. Take a shot whenever the protagonist says I am number X McCloud. Take a shot when the protagonist's mentor's figure gets killed. If it's Ramirez, take 2. Take a shot for every beginning. Take a shot for every fight scene. Take a shot where there's a scene featuring the hero and the villain interacting. 1 for when the film love interest makes her first appearance. And extra rules if you're watching the first and the third movies. Take a shot whenever you notice similarities between both films. What the
That sounds
fuck are
like
we doing
quite a
now?
drinking game, don't you think, Gribbs?
Yeah.
Ow, ow.
It's-
Yeah, it would.
There can be...
Wait.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Wait. Who's fighting?
Connor
some
and the Mongolian.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Seriously, how many bad guys are there in this film? I'm so
And
confused.
Connor's katana
Well,
is broken.
remember, Joe, but they were all bad guys in the first movie too.
I've got a question actually.
What is it? It's-
That's not my problem with this main film, Pedro. It's like, well, my main problem is like, well, there's more main
And now he
bad
runs away.
guys. It's like, well, in Highlander 2, there was one main bad guy. It's like, well,
The
and they were
Kurgan,
like
yeah.
his lackeys. But here, there seem to be several main bad guys because, well, they look different, so they can't possibly be the same guy
So
because
I
there seem to be
gotta-
falling plot points
Go ahead,
involving
Wes,
them.
what is it?
That's what confuses me.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
What happens if a human being beheads an immortal? Does a human being become powerful?
Actually, that's a good
No,
question.
no. The energy is reparted to. In that case, if I recall, I don't know if there's a case, but the rules are that only immortals can absorb other immortals' energy. So, technically speaking, the energy should be redirected to the closest immortal in nearby.
yeah.
Lucky them.
Yeah, you get to have their power without doing anything.
Does that ever happen in anything?
I don't know.
It
Maybe
could have
in
happened
the
in a
series.
TV
I
show or
don't know.
something.
Yeah. Oh,
the
by the
TV
way,
shows
Joe,
are
but the only
available
thing
on?
you need to know about the TV shows are 3 things. The protagonist, Duncan MacLeod, which has multiple story arcs, but is the common protagonist of all series. One of his supporting characters called Meatles, who was one of the 4 horsemen of death. Yeah, just roll with it. But then became a supporting character. And an organization called the Watchers, which basically watch the immortals and all their fighting without intervening. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
The Watchers oh god, are the Watchers the monitors?
Oh no, he assassinated Jelly. What?
No, you think.
He turned Troy into a big pile of jelly.
I can't on Amazon. I can't find I can't find a box set of Highlander that isn't worth less than 130 quid.
Yeah, the Highlander
A box set of Highlander. Wow, those must be. Wow,
Right.
those must be really.
especially when
really-
you consider the fact,
fuck?
especially when you
What is he
consider the
doing?
fact that
Oh, onions. Oh,
Oh.
Let
French
me get
again.
this straight.
these
Let me get this
transitions
straight. They
are
sell
about as
box-
subtle as
Man of Steel.
yeah.
Well-
honestly, I didn't get lost nearly as much with Man of Steel as I did. I mean, at least in Man of Steel, there was only 2 timelines that I had to pay attention to.
So yeah, Joe,
wait,
we're in the
what
French Revolution when people get executed by cutting their heads. What do you think is gonna happen to an immortal?
I wonder if they're going to get their head chopped off by a guillotine.
You know, what if the immortal just goes berserk and then the French surrender or something?
So here's my
remember, Clips, this is pre-World War II French. They do not
Okay.
surrender yet.
So here's a question. What's the point of the French scenes? I mean, we know what the point of the Asian scene was.
It's to explain, if I recall, something
Stuff.
that happened to... Let me check the synopsis.
Well, while you do that, I'm gonna get.
Connor was in France. He makes acquaintance of Sarah Barrington, an English woman. The two eventually become lovers. However, MacLeod becomes involved in the French Revolution. It's sentenced, of course, to the guillotine for treasons. But one of his friends explained that he was tired of his immortal life and dupes the guards into executing him in his place. Basically, it's to explain how Connor managed to escape guillotine by having a friend sacrifice in his place. Wow, what a crowd!
So basically, the French scene is completely pointless.
Kinda, yeah.
I think.
I mean, it goes seriously. I mean, it goes. So the French scenes are just to explain how he escaped the guillotine, and that's it. Because honestly, we wouldn't even have to worry about that if we weren't even focusing on the French scenes to begin with. Does it have anything to do with the overlying plot of the movie?
I don't know.
Oh dear.
Oh, there.
Can a film company really be this
Can we have
stupid
sex?
to include a plot point scene that we have to flash back to for absolutely no reason? Pedro?
I don't know what to tell you, Joe.
Dwibs, what's your take on this?
BRB.
Oh.
This looks familiar, doesn't it?
Hey, this looks like his apartment from Highlander 1.
Can we just skip to the sex part? Thank you.
So, tell me, Pedro Michael, is this supposed to be the same apartment from Highlander 1? For continuity's sake?
I
Or is this
guess.
just laziness on the director's set?
It might be both, for all we know.
Oh, this movie. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, Highlander 2 was more enjoyable for me. In that, like, well, yeah, it had the stupid moments, but again...
Oh yeah,
those-
now I know about the son, Jova. The son is adopted and is just here in Marrakesh. He adopted at distance, and in the initial scene, he was just going to pay him a visit.
Wait. So he didn't even conceive a son? It's just an adopted
No,
son?
because, well, I don't. It's not really a spoiler, but basically at the start of the source, basically they invent a new rule for the immortals of they cannot have children.
Wait, what? But wasn't that the idea behind the gathering, you know, so that they'd be able to grow up and have a family and everything?
Not really. Well, when you become mortal,
Wasn't that the
but
prize?
while you're immortal, you cannot have children.
Oh, I get that. But I'm saying is like, well, so he married with the woman after the events of Highlander 1 when he became mortal. So shouldn't they have been able to conceive a child right there, right then?
I guess that's what the thing that ties in with the fact that there are still immortals roaming around the earth.
Yeah.
Huh. So in that case, Highlander 1 was just one big lie.
And now we're in Barry Lyndon again.
Oh, Jova, you have no idea how much the series tries to say that Highlander 1 was a big lie.
And I'm
You
trying
have
to
no
pic-
idea.
And I'm
You
trying
have
to
no goddamn
picture.
idea.
And I'm trying to picture Christopher Lambert in Barry Lyndon.
Okay, did I miss anything?
Nope.
Again?
Not really. Just Connor trying to having a sex scene without sex scene.
You know, it's kind of sad. The most recent big thing Lambert's been in terms of films at least, is friggin' Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
See, I guess what we've established that the French scenes were completely pointless. We flashed back just so we can figure out how he escaped getting his head chopped off at the guillotine, even though the only reason we're worrying about him getting chopped off at the guillotine is because
Reasons.
it's because that we're actually having the French scenes.
That's
So
the thing,
yeah,
Dwibs. Like, the role he was known for back in the 90s was Connor McLeod. And, yeah,
And
we all...
occasionally Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
So, and we all know how those turned out, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm surprised he stuck with the series, considering how shit it's gotten.
Well, consider that his last contribution to the series was Endgame.
wait, he was in the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's in Endgame, but it's basically his last role.
In
He was getting too...
Tired of this shit.
Not just that, he was also getting too old for the role. Because remember, the
Really?
original Highlander came out in 1986. So this is 94.
Actually, Source was made like in 2004 or something.
Endgame was 2000.
No, I'm talking about the original Highlander. Did I misspoke?
Oh no, Endgame was made in
2000.
2000, yeah. Sorry.
I'm talking
The
about the...
Source,
Oh, Oh, wait. Are we actually in Scotland now?
the Source was made in 2007.
Jover. I wonder what gave it away. The bagpipes.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Bagpipes.
Let's
Hold
be
on.
bagpipes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yes.
I must have misspoke. I was talking about the original Highlander. The original
Yeah, but
Highlander...
I was comparing it to Endgame because the first and the last
okay.
of
So let me-
them.
What are we doing in Scotland now? Wait. Are these the old ruins from his house in the first film?
Yep, that's also scenes from the first movie.
Oh, great. Now, hey, guess what, Dribs? More flashbacks.
The thing is that if I recall correctly, Connor wished to return to Scotland to live his life there.
Yeah.
But as we all know, in 5 years, since it's 1994, we all know that in 5 years he will decide to become a scientist and making a project, a stupid project about obscuring the earth or something.
He made a project to transform the deceased Tong Xiaoping into an ultimate weapon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, apparently also as, what's the name?
No. The project to transform the deceased Ramirez into an ultimate weapon.
Yeah, he has a
the
Lingo
floating
special
head
metal
stuff.
that can be used
Do I have that as
to make us...
Terrangelo has a point because even though the Zeiss shit was retconned in the director's cut, the whole protecting the planet from the sun shit was still kept. So yeah.
Why?
Why don't
Well,
we-
then again,
why don't we do the director's
that
cut?
was integral to the plot. So I guess that wasn't as easy to remove.
Why don't we do the director's cut?
I suggested that too, but, well, Pedro...
Sure. You
Wait,
know it.
wait,
You know
wait.
it. You know
I
it. Maybe
don't
at
have
some
any
point you
problem with
should.
us doing the Renegade cut. You were the one who suggested this
I
movie.
asked you back when I said, should we do the Renegade? It was like, no, they need to see the Zeiss shit.
No. What I mean is, yeah, true, but we can do the Renegade cut eventually if you want. I never said we couldn't.
Yeah. So
Perhaps we should do the Renegade cut right before we do the Source to compare apples to oranges.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oranges.
Good idea.
Since
Basically, now
apparently the
Connor
Source
is
is the one thing
reforging his
worse
blade,
than the
basically.
quickening.
Well, to be fair, Theo, yes. Well,
Fabergé,
you kind of have to agree with me though that you have to see the original cut in order to understand why we fans hated the movie so much.
why the Mongolian is storming Connor's house?
because
Oh yeah, that's right. One of the other main bad guys. It's like I'm having trouble telling who the main bad
It's
guy
like-
is because I'm pretty sure that there was another
Oh, come on,
main
dude.
bad
That was
guy with a
a
nose ring.
$1,000 worth Fabergé egg.
Yeah, come
You
to think
piece
of it,
of
where's
shit.
that bad guy with the nose ring anyway? The one who was banging that woman in that S&M club.
Is this one?
Oh, but
Mongolian.
where's this nose ring? I'm confused. So, is it all just
It's
one main
funny
bad guy?
because he doesn't know what cigars are.
let me guess, he tries to eat the cigar.
That's what he's trying to do, I guess.
Wow,
Like I
this
said,
mo-
like I've told you in our Highlander 2 commentary groups, again, like I said, it's like if in Blade 2 they suddenly tried to convince us that the vampires were actually werewolves the whole time.
Okay, this movie's held my attention so well. I've gone off to make 2 cups of tea, and that's not a good sign.
How
Right.
were they?
Well, when you return, William, sit on your chair and drink your goddamn tea.
So, how was the tea?
It's all right.
Because everything stops for tea.
Maybe I might try some. Oh wait,
Yeah,
that's right.
just don't dump it in the river this time.
Oops, it fell off.
Jesus Christ, Dwebs, that was like 100 years ago. Let it go.
Yeah.
Never.
You're still mad about the outcome of the Revolutionary War, aren't you?
No,
Don't worry.
No, it's not that. I'm just mad you dumped perfectly good tea into the lake.
Don't worry, Drews. We'll
see,
be able to
actually.
happily relive it in games like Assassin's Creed 3.
So I'm guessing, Dwebs, you
Also,
prefer...
pretentious music.
What are you gonna say, Pedro?
So I'm guessing, Dwebs, you prefer I Am Weasel's take on that revolution, because in the I Am Weasel they did the thing where the King and Queen of England proclaims a tax on all pants. So basically every American is forced to walk around pantsless. And then the characters are like, come on, let's show the king what we think of his taxes. And then they dump all the pants into
Into the lake.
Yeah.
So here's my
I wear
question.
no
With only
pants.
27
I
minutes
wear
left in this
no
film,
pants.
what exactly has really happened?
He's practicing stuff in Scotland.
Yeah, he returned to Scotland in order to reforge his weapon
Yeah.
So
because
he's
it was
pretty-
broken.
Either this
Oh
kind
my
of
God,
makes you
you
want
know-
to watch that Scottish
360 aerial shot.
You know, this feels like a commercial for Scotland.
You take
I think
the
seriously-
high road.
Seriously, it's got the woman singing in the background, the montage with the guy, the 360 camera rotation thing, all the shots
When
and
me and my true love will never meet again.
Can you imagine
Uh,
doing so just a
body,
couple of months
body
ago about
bags
the possibility of this land to be independent?
Come-
That would have been
Oh my
quite
God,
something.
jogging. Come to Scotland, where we have a great beach that you can jog on, sword sessions and everything.
It's cold as shit. Why would
See,
you go jogging?
this image here on the far right where that gap is, you could put "Come to Scotland." The www. Scotland.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what's sad? We're having the most fun riffing on a montage scene of all things. Have we really gone that low to the point where this is
Scotland.
the most entertaining thing in the movie?
It's cold as shit.
Okay, Scotland, a wonderful place full of wonderful sights, magnificent food, and Conor McLeod, a guy who isn't even really Scottish, he's just pretending to be it.
You know, it's sad when Brave is a better Scottish movie than this movie.
Visit Scotland. We
Never mind,
promise.
dude.
It's
What are
not
your
cold.
thoughts on
We swear.
Brave?
I'm sorry, what, Jova?
Never mind. I was letting Dwebs finish up the commercial.
Yeah.
Come here down to Scotland, where you can find the romance of your life.
And then
Who
have
really
it then you have it yanked away from you.
You want to say something about Brave, Jova?
Yeah, what were your thoughts on Brave? I kind of really thought it tried the whole thing.
Boring. It was such a. It was so.
50-50 to me. It has very good ideas. Tries to be a bit. It's that phase of Disney where we try to
Pixar.
do new things and avoid their usual cliches. But the
Yeah,
To be
execution
fair,
is
Tia,
a
that
bit
was actually
boring.
more. Actually, Tia, that was more Pixar actually for Brave.
Yeah, Brave
but-
was a Pixar movie. Remember?
Yeah, but Tio.
I still count it as a Disney movie.
yeah, but
honestly.
Disney didn't really have as much say in that matter, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Disney
but-
was busy working on Wreck-It Ralph at the time.
But Tio, for the most part, if Disney tries stuff that isn't their comfort zone, we get stuff like John Carter and the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
To be fair, Dwebs, we did get Treasure Planet, which was outside their comfort zone at the time, and that was good.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't
And
seen
wait,
that
so
film,
that's-
so I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah. I still think Treasure Planet is a sadly underrated movie.
I was
Well, Pedro, you find me where with you because I'm Treasure Planet is one of the few Disney movies that I legitimately like purely.
I was
honestly.
part of the. I was.
Because my relationship with Disney is a bit weird.
Remember, guys.
Sure.
Remember, guys. I was one of the
Okay,
crowd.
go on.
Also,
Sorry,
Hold
Martini,
on,
thanks.
guys. Let's not interrupt this, otherwise he'll go on a killing spree. Go ahead, Liz. What is it?
Martinis.
Remember, I was one of the crowd where we decided, Treasure Planet, a film I never heard of, or Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I totally understand that.
I understand.
Yeah, it
I
had
don't-
the same problem to come out the same time as Harry
Oh,
Potter.
that was just this Disney being shit with their marketing.
Honestly,
I feel uncomfortable talking about
Seriously,
Disney
guys.
kids movies where sexting is going on.
guys.
Hey,
Guys,
this
seriously,
gossip into the commercial. come to Scotland where you can get nice, wonderful love in bed.
Seriously, guys, up till recently, I didn't even know what Treasure Planet was.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me, Rubes, you should see it. It's a glorious animation film.
For a movie that didn't do well at the box office at all when it first came out, it actually did have impact in the in media because it kind of paved the way for a lot of steampunk stuff, including even Level 5 took inspiration for that for Rogue Galaxy.
Yeah, I totally saw. Well, didn't it when it came out?
So
And
it's
now,
kind of like Iron Giant.
Rogue Galaxy,
Whoa,
Treasure Planet came out in
whoa.
2002,
hold on. Are they doing a position 69 there?
I guess. Treasure Planet came out in 2002, and Rogue Galaxy came out in 2006.
Yeah.
So, Pedro, I take
I
it-
can see that.
I take
Yeah,
it Treasure
we're
Planet's like.
Scotland now.
I take it Treasure Planet's to Disney what the Iron Giant was to Warner Brothers.
Yeah, you can kind of say that. Yeah, I definitely consider it.
There are still stupid moments like with Doppler and Banner Robot, but they're not that cringe-worthy as other things in other Disney
they're like
movies.
10 minutes in the movie anyway.
Yeah, so you don't really bother. Plus, also there are no musical numbers, just one song that goes on as a soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's actually a song that actually fits.
Yeah, and really fits.
Come to
Also,
Scotland. We've got
they
plenty
do-
of Scottish
Not to
dance
mention,
in here.
and
They
they
do
and
something very bold. They actually talk about the family of Jim is divorced.
That's-
There's not one parent dead. The dad just went away on his own.
yeah, that's
Really brutal for a Disney movie.
the
Yeah.
relationship between Jim Hawkins
Jim and
John Silver is very well done.
yeah.
And that's like
Not
the
to
thing that
mention, not to mention, it's Treasure Island in space. How could you not love that?
Wait, Patrick McGowan was in the film?
Yeah.
And also Martin Short.
Patrick McGowan, the prisoner.
Anyway, we'll save the rest for when we actually commentate on Treasure Planet. But yeah, Dweebs, you should definitely give it a chance.
Should we do the prisoner at some point?
Well, why don't you pick that as your next pick?
No, the prisoner's a TV show.
Oh, that. Eventually, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still a stereotypical cop. Where's my donuts?
And
And guess what, Dibs? The voice actor of Jim Hawkins in Treasure Planet is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Anyway, I was going to say, Pedro, don't worry. The Prisoner's only one series of 17 episodes.
Oh, okay. Also, Tony J as the narrator, and Corey Burton as Onus. Corey Burton, who is of course let me guess, Teo. Let me guess. Emma Thompson. She's the Captain Smollett. You see. Let me guess, Teo. You consider Corey Burton discount Christopher Lee?
Well, sadly, I didn't watch Treasure Planet in English yet. In America,
I'm talking mostly about the handsome role.
Oh yeah, technically, yeah. On that level, yes, definitely.
And unfortunately, Christopher Lee is no longer among us, so we're gonna. So Corey Burton is definitely gonna be playing. Actually, no, Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna take place. So
I still wish we're gonna have a Treasure Planet world in Kingdom Hearts 3 because that movie
I'm
has
sure.
very potential.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll do it eventually.
Joe!
Wait, what's going on now?
If I recall, the bad guy shape-shifted or something.
Right.
Yeah, shape-shifted.
Why not?
Because they can do that.
Surprise, but sex, kid.
I am your
Ghost
worst
of a Christmas
nightmare.
past. What the fuck?
Is this Christopher Lambert talking, looking at the writers discuss this writing of the script?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
No. Is this turned into an entirely different movie now?
Pretty much.
Yes, apparently the Mongolian gained superpowers with all the quickenings he had. Now he can no shapeshift, but teleport things or something. and now he's doing this. This is clearly a recreation of the car scene for the first movie with the Krogan. Yeah, I'm still a stereotypical cop. Are you Willem Dafoe?
Oh boy, Tio, are you interested in doing commentaries on
Pedro?
the Speed films?
Just the
Pedro.
first one
I'm sorry.
for now.
Well, that's sad, because the second one actually does have Willem Dafoe in it.
Pedro,
What is it?
what exactly is this guy's evil plan? I'm confused. to
He's
say the
evil.
least.
He's evil, and so he wants.
He clearly wants to cut Connor McLeod's head off.
So he can.
So
be
what is he doing with this kid, though? I mean, was this kid like Connor McLeod's kid or something?
Allow me to say it like the cartoon, Jova. This time, McLeod, I will definitely be the last.
So, who's the kid, though? Why is he kidnapping him?
The kid is his adopted kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's Duncan.
He'll be our Anakin
No, he's not
Skywalker
Duncan.
for the
Duncan is
movie.
not McLeod's Connor's son, if I recall.
Oh.
He'll be our Jake Lloyd for the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, movie, we've barely seen any scenes with the son in it. Why am I supposed to care about him?
Because
Yeah.
Batman, I'll break you.
You know, Guy, if you were going to overact, you should have done it the entirety of the film. Honestly, I'm just now starting to notice you. Yeah, you know, how bad is it that I'm only really starting to just now notice the bad guy? I mean,
Well,
heck, for a
Joba,
good portion of
it's
this,
more
I'm
like, as we mentioned, it's more like a recreation of the first movie. So the villain is kind of like the Krogan of the first movie.
Yeah, the difference is that the Krogan still... he still stood out a lot more. Whereas this guy, I mean, heck, for a moment I mistook him for two different guys, so it turns out they were all just the same guy who can't seem to decide what kind of look he's going for from scene to scene. But then again, apparently he can shapeshift! So apparently immortals can do that now. Huh.
why not?
Ugh.
So here's my question. If Highlander 1 was all just a big lie about, immortals not getting the prize of being mortal, why the heck was Connor McLeod growing old in Highlander 2 all the same?
Tell you want to take this one?
No, wait, what was the question?
Go ahead, Jova.
Basically, Miko, like, well, you know how you guys have been telling me that the Source and a lot of other sequels like to try and, classify Highlander 1s. There can only be one thing as like a big lie, and also the prize apparently not being actual mortality. So here's my question then. If the prize isn't mortality, why is McLeod still getting old by the time of Highlander 2?
I don't know.
You see
But
the
we can,
you see the problem is, Jova, is that despite this technically being a sequel to the Renegade cut of Highlander 2, the writers pretty much just completely pretended that movie never happened because they just don't want to anger the fans anymore. So I mean, it's a sequel, but they're trying. The writers are trying to pretend, and they're in their minds. This Highlander 2 never really happened. They're just trying to.
Honestly, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. All their problems could be solved if they just made this a reboot of some sort, as in not calling it Highlander 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gee, this doesn't sound at all like
breath
Clancy.
smells worse than a Marlboro's.
Yeah.
Ah.
She sounds like
Doesn't it all sound like what Clancy Brown did in Highlander 1?
Yeah. I'm really... Okay, Hey, Pedro.
Yes.
You didn't tell me Hugh Laurie was a singer.
Oh yes, actually. Hugh Laurie is an incredibly talented man, which is why I don't approve of Brad Bird's use of him.
Oh, look at... Whoa, a flying fan? What the heck?
I guess
Okay,
he was a
so it's-
fan of it.
I mean, Hugh Laurie is a great comedic actor. He's a great dramatic actor, and he's also a great musician. I mean, there's nothing that man can't do. He's so awesome. I love Hugh Laurie.
It's sad when the Portuguese guy knows more about an English actor than an actual Englishman.
Well, to be fair, Dwebs, Hugh Laurie now is more known in America than England by this point, because of the Dr. House role. I mean,
What is it with me, an American, knowing more about English stuff than Dwibs, the actual Englishman? I mean, honestly, you think that we Americans would be ignorant of British culture, but we're actually rather knowledgeable of it.
Then
to the
again-
point where we've revived quite a few of your musicals and made them well known again.
True.
Then again, recently I did show Pedro the first episode of Life on Mars, and that's an English show, so...
Yeah, it's one
Yay!
of those shows that, at least from what I can gather, is only known in England because I've never seen it.
And I think you also introduced him to How, Honey, I'm Home.
They only got that one episode, though. There were more made, but they didn't show them.
Well, there are videos of unreleased scripts which we'll be able to commentate on.
Oh, goody.
I have to admit, though, your commentary of that seems
I wouldn't
to
be surprised if
surprisingly
they pulled.
popular.
I wouldn't be surprised if they burned the tapes of the other episodes.
I know it's funny you mention that. I think the I remember reading about something that apparently had its stuff burned afterwards, when they apparently burned the tapes of some movie. What was it?
Wait, why was Connor trying to stab the woman?
He doesn't want her to risk her life, I guess.
What
the heck is this music?
Don't you see, Joel?
Where's
This is
Queen when you
angst.
need her?
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, Dweebs, you're gonna have a fun time in the source.
Let me
Wait,
guess.
are Queen back for the source?
The source,
Sadly, yeah.
the source has one of the most hammy villains in the history of film.
No, but it's not just that. It has one of the most misused Queen soundtracks ever.
Yeah.
Wow, so they actually got the Queen soundtrack
Wait,
back for the
Pedro.
source of all films.
Pedro, are you telling me that someone managed to out-ham Bruce Payne in Endgame?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Believe it or not, yes.
How bad is that? What the heck am I? What the?
Now you're thinking with
What the
Paul.
hell happened?
What?
You see? Well, that made no sense whatsoever.
Oh my god, this movie is terrible. What the heck? Wait a minute. Are they playing the song Mr. Feelgood?
I guess.
Wait, that sounds like the song Mr. Feelgood. What the heck? What does that even have to do with a battle? No movie. Back to the drawing board with you. He's the one that has to feel good. Yeah, that's it.
Basically,
This is 1994, remember? We got Rocking Now.
Basically, Dwebs, the villain of the source.
That doesn't make any sense. That has to do with a doctor who's
Yeah, TM.
well, you
So,
know.
Pedro.
Basically, there's not only is the villain of the source hammy as shit, he also has a shit Scottish accent.
Oh,
boy.
great. Oh, where's Bill Niley when you need him?
Just to give you an idea, Dweb, this is one of his lines from the source. Hey, the Duncan MacLeod! Yes, squander the precious
Under
gift!
your precious gift.
And he's always licking himself and shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that is such a cliched line. Did you finally get him in the head?
Hold on.
Let me guess.
There we
Oh,
go.
come on.
And now it's time for the Quick
There can be only one.
one, of course.
I said
Okay, is this
I
movie
said it in time with him.
Okay, is this movie supposed to be a comedy or something? I mean, seriously, the way he sliced that guy up.
This has gotten.
I mean, seriously, the way he sliced that guy up is like something that you see in a Tom and Jerry flick.
So yeah, we're doing this again.
Let
Gee, only for the 97th time.
Let me guess. In Endgame, it's like they do one every 10 minutes.
Not quite, but you'll see.
Close, I guess. Yeah, I'm in so much pain. We've totally never done this before.
I've done. What if he's just pretending to scream because he's getting used to the pain at this point?
Yeah.
It hurts so much, Chug.
I love how his face. It doesn't even look like he's in pain. It looks more like he's laughing.
Oh, my career is over after this.
Might as well go out with a laugh.
Yep.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching Christopher Lambert's career explode right in front of us.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It would be beautiful if it weren't so sad.
And the music tries so hard.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. He's dead. His career exploded.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to honor the spirit of... Oh, never mind, he's still alive. Well, in that case, we're here to honor the spirit of Christopher Lambert's career.
Oh, hey, son.
Oh, hi, son.
You were completely pointless, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, apparently Endgame will make him... I guess Endgame will make him...
More pointless?
Useful?
Well, apparently Adrian Paul, who played Duncan, he went on to be in the Source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The protagonist of the Source.
Yeah, so I guess it'll be his son who finally gets the true prize or whatever.
Duncan is not the adopted son. His son is
trust me,
John.
trust me, Dwebs. Wait till you hear at the end of the Source what the true meaning of the immortality was.
I've seen Spoonie's review.
Okay, it's all about purity of heart.
What is the Source? Never mind.
Duncan is a complete different character. He's like born in another family
USA.
Hold on. But I thought it was supposed to be McLeod's son. Who...
No, I told you the adopted son is called John.
But okay. Then why the heck is Duncan's last name McLeod as well?
He just be a part of the clan of a McLeod.
Why not just die? It would make more sense to just make him the
Not
son
really.
of...
Remember, Scottish families were organized in clans and adopted that surname.
Remember, there can be only one.
Okay, that's legit.
Until 2000.
Yeah.
Well, that was Highlander 3.
After the Sorcerer or
So, are there any
Blandy,
after credit
bland.
scenes? Oh my god, 5 minutes of credits,
Wait,
seriously?
Deborah
Yes.
Unger gets credited twice?
Yes, there's no after credits scene. We can just
Who's singing? Never mind.
Nick
By the
does
way-
not recruit the Highlander for the Avengers.
By the way, generic song next.
Well, don't you know, these are the 90s. We need this kind of song in the credits.
yeah.
Mhm.
You're here.
Hey, Joe.
There's
Oh, look.
nothing I fear, and I know that my heart will go on.
We'll say
God, it's Sade.
Trust me, Dwebs. Trust me, Dwebs. It's just as jarring as you're picturing. There's nothing better than celebrating Leonardo DiCaprio dying of freezing to death with Celine Dion singing about how his heart will go on. Anyway, go ahead, Dwebs, your final thoughts.
Hey, look! Somebody named Pedro was involved in this film.
So first I made the Highlander free, and now I'm playing at Chelsea. That's interesting.
Hey, he scored for Chelsea as well. Yay!
Awesome. All right, go ahead, Dwebs.
Okay. It's bland. It's boring. It's better than 2, but that's not saying much. Next.
All right,
Yeah.
Jova, since I know you have a lot to say, so.
Okay, honestly, I hate to say it, but
No, I understand. I understand why. Trust me, I know.
Please
okay.
understand.
As much as I hated that film, I liked Highlander 2 better.
No, I understand why. Because this movie, even though it's technically better, it's 102 is much more fun to watch. I'll admit. Yeah. For as much as I hate it, I have to admit that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Highlander 2 felt like a better effort and a more fun adventure film-wise. Yeah, the whole Zeistan thing was stupid, but at least I felt like the plot was going somewhere and moving forward. Whereas Highlander 3 tries to pull the whole prequel thing, taking 2 into regard, and even as a sequel to 1, it doesn't make sense. But let's actually talk about Highlander 3 itself. Whereas Highlander 2 was, okay. Like, Highlander 2 had these big build-ups to these incredibly stupid things that made me facepalm. But Highlander 3 is basically stupid scene after stupid scene after stupid scene after stupid scene, with maybe a tiny bit of unintentional humor here and there, and some corny music. I mean, there's no queen to help out. The songs are bland. And yeah, what the heck was up with that final fight where the villain can all of a sudden just move completely separated body parts like that? It's like seriously, are we in Atomic
Metal Gear
Zero
Rising?
setting? But yeah, I mean, it's like, well, where's? There got to a point where I was just fatigued of calling this movie out on how stupid it is. It's like,
Currently making my SSMB status right now.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like, well, oh yeah. And the French scenes were completely pointless since they didn't add anything to the story whatsoever. At least the Asian.
Pedro, you know what to do.
I do?
Well, it's French we are talking about.
Oh,
so.
of course. Oh, but
boy.
don't you see, Jova? It is
for God's sake.
It is beautiful because we get to see the wonderful sex scenes, which are of course metaphor for emotions.
Vince, what do you have to say to that?
David, I've got a lovely helping of emotions back in Paris for you.
It's at the end of a blade of a guillotine.
Why can't I hold these emotions?
Because they don't because they're not tangible, you moron.
All right, Jova.
Anyway,
But yeah. The villain was completely unremarkable. I mean, seriously, like I said, I didn't even really notice him until the final act.
Yeah,
and
he's right. General Katana was more memorable than this guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, General Katana, for as stupid as he was, still had a presence or something.
Yeah, he did.
And it also helps that Highlander 2 had a much more stellar cast.
That too, yeah.
This honestly, this film is quite possibly the most lacking of the Highlander films in cast, writing, story, and actual effort. Oh yeah, and the music too. So yeah, there you go. I mean, honestly, okay, Highlander 3, this is technically a better film than Highlander 2, but honestly, if I had to pick between Highlander 2 or this, I'd pick Highlander 2 in a flash.
Mm-hmm.
If just for the sake that Highlander 2 is more.
What were you saying about music, Jova?
The music for this film was unremarkable.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Highlander, aside from Queen, the series has never really had.
To be fair, Highlander 2 soundtrack at least kept my attention.
Well, it was by the guy who did the Spyro music, so I guess.
Yeah. Highlander 3, on the other hand, though, a lot of it went over my head, and that's a rarity for me.
Go ahead, too.
As I mentioned, this is the least bad of the Highlander sequels, but it's because it's just bland and boring, to say the least. Sure, the villain tries to go hammy with the whole Mongolian stick and the fact that he's wacky because he's from a different time, so he doesn't understand technology.
Whoa.
Yeah. And but the execution overall is just boring. And since it's set a couple of years before Highlander 2, it's just jarring to see Connor going through the story arc and ending like that, knowing that in a couple of years everything will go to shit. But yeah, definitely not a thing that I would go back, unlike the other Highlander sequels, which at least I can make fun of.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
Alright, my final thoughts. Yeah, pretty much what Web said.
Well, in my status that I just posted, or
Both.
Yeah.
Oh. In that case, why don't you read your status update for those who don't visit SSMB?
Okay. Highlander 3 is bland and boring. The quickening has become a joke at this point with how overused it is.
There can be only 1,000.
Yeah, That's a pretty well put. That pretty much sums up Highlander 3.
Jova.
Makes a joke of the. Yeah.
Jova, you have been found guilty. You will now be sent to the planet Zeist. Once there, you will be immortal. You can only die. You can only die if your head is cut off from your body.
Wait, hold on. This is a punishment?
Yes, this is your punishment. Immortality.
Supposedly.
Okay, then. In that case, I confess I'm guilty. Send me to Zeist.
Guilty. You are sentenced to life being forced to watch food fights
It's
in a
weird.
continuous loop for 5,000 years.
Jesus Christ.
Christ. That's
Hey,
beyond horrible.
I'll be just fine.
How can you be fine watching that garbage?
Anyway, I
It's
guess that.
I'll just
I
tell
guess
myself-
we're
All right,
pretty
let's
much over the
all right.
credits.
Yeah, we've already.
See you for Highlander Endgame, where shit starts again to hit the fan. See ya.
See everybody.
Can't be any worse than the source from what I've heard, though.
Well, no, technically the source is worse.
Yeah, see
See ya.
everybody.
See ya.